Hello, everyone. This is Autumn Seacrest, Sustainable Business Programs Manager at Sustainable Pittsburgh. Sincere apologies for the trouble. But I think we're ready to get started. We can talk about the Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge now. I get excited every time I see this logo because we just went through our renaming process and rebranding process, as Jim hinted at before. So just to start, I wanted to poll the audience to see, have you ever heard of the Green Workplace Challenge?
You know what? I sent out the poll while we were waiting, and it looks like 78% have heard of it before, and
Awesome.
22% haven't. So most of us here have heard of it.
That's awesome. Many of you may have been participants in the past. So for those of you who are less familiar with the Green Workplace Challenge, I just wanted to give you a quick history. We had 4 competitions in the past. We called them 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and 4.0 appropriately. So this program started off in 2011 with the first competition. That competition was primarily open to business organizations, with other organizations participating in what we called the observer category. In 2.0, we officially opened the competition to non-business organizations, and media coverage increased in 3.0. Which allowed us to also expand the next competition to the 2016-2017 competition. We were able to add some actions under a new social equity category of action. We enhanced the website, and we created a new action guide. So that brings us to 2018. For 2018, we've decided to change the name of the program to Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge. With the new name, we are honoring the inclusion of the social equity actions and the engagement actions, which kind of go beyond what you typically think of when you think of green. We also wanted to honor what we were hearing from some of our participants in that they felt that their impact went far beyond just the workplace. In particular, we heard that from municipalities. As you know, obviously, those of you who are municipal leaders and local government leaders, you know that your impact goes beyond just your workplace. So, hence the Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge. More than 250 organizations have participated in the challenge since 2011, and all have made their impressions on the program. We've incorporated participants' feedback, created new actions, developed new ways to earn recognition, and we've expanded participation. Yet this program still resembles the first challenge we launched in 2011, and today I'll introduce the challenge, how it works, and how you can be part of the growing momentum. So here at Sustainable Pittsburgh, we believe that every action makes a difference. That it is the cumulative effort of many individuals, organizations, and governments that make our region more resilient, like this painting. Many of you have seen the pointillist works of George Seurat. His works were painstakingly created with tiny dots of paint, or points, that came together to create a complete image. If you look closely, you'll find points of color that often seem to mix together in our mind's eye to create entirely new colors. In this way, our every action contributes to a greater goal, but we don't always see our own actions reflected in the big picture. Looking at it from far away, we look for our own little points of color, but all we see is the green and the blue and the shades that we see from far away. And that's where the Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge comes in. In the challenge, you can find over 250 sustainable actions to choose from, which empowers your municipality or local government to begin with a few easy steps, sustain momentum throughout the year-long program, and see cumulative results at the end. Not only can each participating municipality be part of the big picture, but you leave with a record of your own points of color, so to speak. You'll see exactly how your organization has contributed to the big picture at the end of the competition and overall. And we'll see a little bit of those outcomes in the coming slides. But first I want to talk about the actions. What is an action anyway? Well, we've divided the actions into 7 different categories. Those categories are equity, engagement, water, transportation, materials management, air quality, and energy. In addition to that, we have a set of actions that are specific to municipalities. These are just a couple of examples of the actions that municipalities can take that are obviously actions that not any other entity or very few other entities could take. You get the idea about the points. In general, we like to incentivize actions that are measurable and result in a measurable outcome. Actions can be simple. For example, during the 2016-2017 competition, participants fixed 565 leaks, drips, and running toilets. This is one action in the water category of actions that contributed to the total water saving for the year. Participants installed 284 low-flow toilets or waterless urinals, also conserving water throughout the year. And this is one of my favorites. We had 123 pictures of plants submitted as part of the action, install potted plants in your facility. Yes, we did say install. I'm not sure that it really requires a contractor or anything, but if you have some office plants, you can probably get points in the competition this year. In addition, 395 employees volunteered at least 2,719 hours during the last competition, and they donated more than $36,383 and held 7 donation drives. Those, again, are examples of simple actions that organizations have taken just this last competition that earned them points. In addition, we partner with organizations outside Sustainable Pittsburgh, and we try to connect our participants to those organizations in order to enable them to take their sustainability even further. One of those partnerships is with RAUCUS. RAUCUS stands for Reducing Outdoor Contaminants in Indoor Spaces. And through their low-cost monitoring project, we're able to connect participants with free equipment that will help them monitor their indoor air quality and learn more about how outdoor air quality and fluctuations in outdoor air quality can impact indoor air quality either negatively or positively. And with that data, RAUCUS is currently combining all of the data and analyzing it and learning from it. So not only would you learn about your own air quality in your office or in your municipal buildings, but you're also contributing data to a larger study region-wide. Last year we had 21 organizations participate in that, and you can see some examples of the air quality monitoring equipment here. So that's just one of the tools that we use to help folks measure their sustainability performance. Another tool that we use commonly is Portfolio Manager. Many of you may already be familiar with Portfolio Manager's ability to help you measure and benchmark your energy and water performance. New as of last year, there is a module that will help you monitor your waste output. And so this year we're embracing that new tool as part of the Portfolio Manager suite of tools that will help organizations reach their sustainability goals in 2018. So this brings me to my next polling question. Does your municipality participate in the Sustainable Pennsylvania Community CERT program? It's looking so far like we've got about a 60-40 split. As Jim mentioned earlier, if you participate in the Sustainable Pennsylvania Community Certification Program, you are already eligible for points in the SP Challenge. We'll also be working throughout the year to ensure that your certification is updated as appropriate if you are already a participant. And if you're not already a participant, the actions you take in the Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge can help you earn community certification. So we've tried to streamline that for you as participants. so that you can kind of work through your sustainability goals as is best for you. For those of you who are currently participating, you are eligible right now for up to 65 points from the day you sign on to the program. That's in addition to the early sign-up bonus points that I'll talk about a little bit more in detail later on in the webinar. But essentially, you can start out in pretty good shape with your points if you sign up relatively soon. So, what are the benefits to participating in the Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge? Among the benefits I've listed here is strategic guidance. We will do one-on-one site visits with you and in your organization to help you prioritize which actions to start with and which actions will earn you the right amount of points, hopefully, to make you competitive in the competition. I like to say to people that it is my personal mission to ensure every SP Challenge participant maximizes their points throughout the year. So that's one benefit of joining the program. We also hold workshops on a semi-monthly basis. Those workshops will help introduce you to some of the tools that I mentioned before. We'll have an in-depth workshop and some tools to help you get into Portfolio Manager, for example. You'll get to meet some other people who have been through the process and who can also help you get through those tools. We provide awards and recognition. Every year we've had an annual finale where we award the winners of the competition. New this year, we will be also awarding ribbons throughout the competition to recognize incremental performance throughout the program. We also offer mentorship opportunities. We can help connect you with past participants who are willing to mentor you through the program. Many of them have won the competition in the past, and they're still continuing to come out and be part of this program year after year. So there's some very experienced folks who can help you move forward in the program. And so you'll see here, these are some examples of organizations that have participated in the past. You'll see IKM Incorporated up there in the corner. They're having their green team meeting. AE Works is meeting with CCI. CCI was a mentor to AE Works this year, and AE Works actually won the competition in their division. So thanks, I guess, to CCI for that as well. You'll see in the bottom corner there's a picture of people on a tour. Sometimes with our workshops we offer tours of facilities, and that particular tour was at Al-Qasan. And then of course we have the workshops. You'll see there another picture of a panel discussion. Again, just examples. Last year, like I said, we do one-on-one site visits to help guide people through the program. Last year we completed 57 site visits and consultations. We do have the help of the Student Conservation Association that provides 2 fellows who can help guide you in addition to obviously myself. So we're more than happy to schedule an appointment with you if you'd like that kind of guidance. And then again, more examples of the types of organizations that have participated in the past. Nonprofits, for-profits, municipalities, governmental agencies, just about any type of organization is eligible to participate. I wanted to give you a general idea about what the user interface looks like if you were to join the program. So you'll see here, this is an example of the Sustainable Pittsburgh landing page. If we ourselves log into our account, which we do participate in the Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge, we would submit actions, and this interface will allow you to track which actions you've submitted, which have been approved, which are still being reviewed, and which may not have been approved, and reasons why they were not approved. So for example, if you submit an action and it hasn't been approved because you don't have an extra document. We'll tell you exactly what you need in order to get that action approved. And you'll be able to see that now on your user page. And this is an example of the submission form. So each action comes with its own submission form on the website. Once the competition begins, all of you who have signed up or anyone who signs up today will be able to start submitting actions. So if you are so motivated, you're more than welcome to start on January 1st. But you'll see here we try to make it easy. This year we will include full action submission guidelines on each action submission form, so it'll be right there for you to reference. And you'll also see file uploads and a place for you to add additional comments. Basically, again, kind of a one-stop shop for each action. So I wanted to also show you a video. This video is of last year's participants. They kindly shared their experiences with us in the making of the video. And I'm wondering, Justin, could you help me display the video?
Yeah, the video is queued up and ready to go. I wanted to let all the attendees know that you won't be able to hear or see us for a little while, so just watch this video. We'll be back in about 3 minutes. And I'll get that video playing now.
The Green Workplace Challenge is a friendly competition, but there's still a lot of trash talk at the zoo.
I think we have a distinct advantage over our competitors because we make the most wonderful product known to man.
If you think about all the recycling we do, all the composting, all the animal waste, that adds up to a lot of trash.
The bulk of our packaging is 100% reusable, kegs and growlers, so there's no waste associated with that unless you leave some beer in your glass, I suppose.
The Green Workplace Challenge is a year-long competition between companies, municipalities, nonprofits, and universities to really implement sustainable initiatives and truly make a difference.
So this is our spent grain, so these drums and these totes are what we use to collect the byproduct from our brew day, and this all goes to local farmers.
It helps us to educate all of our guests about the environment and about changes that restaurants should make every day, from their paper products to their dishes and their food, just making the public aware and making our employees proud of what they serve.
Over the years of competing in the challenge, we have made several improvements, including a complete lighting retrofit, a state-of-the-art lighting control system, EV charging, and a community garden for our employees. Recently, we implemented composting at our cafeteria. We have a carpool program, and we have also installed bottle fillers for our employees.
You just start to think about every single thing you touch during the day, and that hopefully inspires more conversation with your coworkers about, as an institution, what you can do.
The Green Workplace Challenge Guidebook provides a great deal of action plans that are easy enough for companies that are just getting started, as well as robust enough for companies that have been involved in several initiatives.
We feel here at the zoo we have to be good stewards of the planet, and we can't just tell other people, oh, you should recycle, you should compost, you should bike more and drive less. We have to do the same things here at the zoo and walk the talk.
As long as we're keeping our house in order, I feel like we're doing our part, and if by some chance that can turn out to be an example for anybody else to match that or to mimic that, all the better.
The tools of the Green Workplace Challenge provide fresh ideas and perspective on how to make a difference.
We're all about wildlife conservation and conserving our beautiful planet for animals, and to be able to do that along with the Green Workplace Challenge, it's just a win-win.
I'd love to see a headline that says, local brewery makes fantastic beer with zero footprint.
Leading Pittsburgh organizations implement sustainable practices to make for a greener workplace.
The Pittsburgh Zoo won the challenge and saved the planet.
We make beer. What could be sexier, what could be more compelling to think about than beer and sustainably brewed beer? So actually the competition's already over at this point.
Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. We certainly enjoyed the process of making it and talking to the folks that we interviewed. You saw obviously the zoo and East End Brewing and FedEx Ground. But of course we had lots and lots of other participants, and they all had a blast at our finale last year. So I talked a little before about the collective impact, that big picture that I talked about. So back to that. Over the last 4 competitions, organizations have submitted 7,840 distinct measurable actions. To give you an idea of what that turned out to mean, we saved 127 million kilowatt hours of energy, which is enough to power 11,829 average US households for a year. The value of that energy savings, just energy savings, was in excess of $10 million. And if we include the social cost of carbon emissions, that's almost 11 million. Social cost refers to the cost of basically the effects of climate change, and obviously that's really hard to measure or to predict. So we always use the most conservative estimates of social cost when we do these types of calculations. So conservatively, the social cost of carbon has added an additional almost $1 million in savings just related to energy reductions alone. We've saved over 100 million gallons of water over the past 4 competitions, which is enough to cover the playing surface of PNC Park with more than 138 feet of water, if you can imagine that. So, with that, I just wanted to let you know that we hope that you'll join the Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge, become part of our next big picture, and claim your points. For those of you who are already participating in a Sustainable Pittsburgh program, be it the municipal certification program, the Sustainable Small Business Designation program, or any of our other programs, we will award you with points automatically, and you're eligible for an additional 30 bonus points if you sign up by December 31st, which is the day before the competition begins.
I'm also going to throw in a side note there too, that it's a good time also to earn extra points, because there's a good chance that the Sustainable Pennsylvania program is going to change a little bit in the coming year, in which case it's going to be a little bit harder. It's going to be a little bit harder to get gold. It's going to be a little bit harder to get platinum. So if you want to get in before that bar raises on you, get some points in the SP Challenge, and also at the same time gain points in the Sustainable Pennsylvania certification. Just wanted to throw that little plug in there.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. If you're able to register, you can register at spchallenge.org/register, and we'll get you signed up and ready to go. We will have a Getting Started workshop on January 18th. The details for that will be available also on spchallenge.org. And that will be a workshop that will help you get started. We'll have resources for you to get your questions answered, and we'll also be available to help you develop the beginning of your winning strategy for 2018. And so this is that same picture we started out with, except this time it's blurry. I know it's a little cheesy, but I just wanted to end on the note that we don't know what the big picture is going to look like over long term. And we're really excited to find out in 2018. So welcome to the Sustainable Pittsburgh Challenge. For those of you who are joining new this year, we can't wait to help you become more sustainable and be part of this growing movement.
Other than just reminding people that any points that they score in the municipal section this time around, we will add it for them to the Sustainable Pennsylvania, and that it's a good time to get updated. Timothy Taylor looks like he has a question here. Is there a cost to register? And if you are a borough, would this require a vote? And I'll answer one part of that. Well, I'll answer both parts of the question for Autumn, and that is there is no cost. It's completely free. There is a cost to attend if you wanted to go to any of the forums,
The
workshops.
Mm-hmm.
And they're minimal, though. I think it's $10.
Yeah, it's between $10 and $15 per attendee, and they're totally voluntary. If you want to come to the workshops, it's great. If you are not able to attend, we're always here to help via email or phone or what have you. So.
And then regarding the would it require a vote? No, it does not require a vote or a resolution to be a part of it, unless, of course, your leadership has requested that actions like this would require a vote. To be a part of we do suggest that as one of the more important actions in the Sustainable Pennsylvania certification, that you pass a resolution saying that you're working on it. But again, I don't think that's required. It's just something that we suggest is a good thing, because obviously if you get your board on board, that was not an intended pun, with the work, typically you can be more effective because you get their support on actions.
Someone asks for clarification as to when they can start submitting actions. Action submissions will be open on January 1st. The competition goes from January 1st, 2018 until January 31st, 2019.
I'm gonna add one thing really quickly. Laura, how are you doing, first off? And second, there are actually two ways that you can get points right now.
Yes.
And that is by signing up yourself automatically, because you're signing up before. Well, you've already signed up. Moon's already signed up. But for those other folks that are out there, you automatically get 30 points in this case. If you would have signed up before December, you would have gotten 50 points. But you can still get 30 points just by signing up. It's free to sign up. There's no obligation to participate beyond that, but you'll have access to all of the things that we send out over the year and all of the workshops. But the other piece is, if you get other municipalities that might be interested, for example, your friends over at South Fayette or North Fayette, Laura, if you want to encourage them to join, that's another way to earn points. So if you send an email or encourage someone to join, and you can show that you encourage someone to join just via an email, then you get 3 points for every person that you get to join as well.
Correct. Yep. And the details for that will be on the website as well. Just as an FYI too, the regular deadline for sign up is January 31st of 2018. So you can be submitting actions starting January 1st, but new folks can join until January 31st. So if you wanted to get those referral points, you have until January 31st to recruit other organizations. Recruit the organizations in your municipality, recruit your business district. We're happy to have everybody. So, and all are worth equal bonus points.
And Katie makes a very good point too, and that is that just by attending workshops, you can earn points as well. So I'm not sure that if Autumn just said that, but I just wanted to point that out in case you're not reading the chat box. Earn points by attending them. And I have attended many of the workshops, and there's not a workshop out there that you won't learn something and or make good contacts with other folks who are doing great work. So there are excellent opportunities, not just to learn, but also for networking. So.
Someone recently asked me the question, in fact, what was the most surprising thing that I found about this program? And one of the things that I think people benefit from the most, not that it was surprising, but it was interesting, was meeting one another and meeting people from other organizations who have similar goals.